Father, I pray for divine protection over not only myself, but over everyone who hears these words. Let your angels surround them, defend them, and fight on their behalf. Cover their families, their homes, their journeys, their work, and their dreams. Let every fear be silenced, every weapon of the enemy be broken, every scheme of darkness be exposed and defeated. Lord, let them walk in victory, not only today, but in every day to come. Psalm 91 was never meant for one person alone. It was a communal psalm, likely sung aloud in the temple courts where hundreds lifted their voices together. It was recited over households, armies, and even entire nations. The protection promised in its verses was expansive, stretching beyond the individual, to all who would dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. History remembers how widely this psalm spread. In Jewish exile, families carried it to Babylon, reciting it on foreign soil to remind themselves that God's presence was not bound to Jerusalem alone. In the early church, believers in far-off lands Antioch, Alexandria, Rome adopted it as their prayer of survival and hope. Centuries later, enslaved African Americans sang psalm-inspired spirituals under the weight of oppression, transforming words of deliverance into songs of freedom. They believed, as the Israelites did, that angels encamped around them even when the world seemed against them. And so today, as you listen, you are part of that universal chorus. You're not alone in declaring Psalm 91. Your voice joins with countless others across time and space, mothers in medieval Europe praying over children during plague years, soldiers whispering in trenches, missionaries in distant lands, and families across continents today, all sheltering under the same wings. Father, I ask that your blessing flow beyond the walls of our homes, beyond the limits of our lives, into the lives of strangers and nations. Let Psalm 91 cover refugees fleeing war, nurses in crowded hospitals, teachers guiding children, workers laboring in danger, leaders making decisions. Let your covenant stretch wide, so that all who cry out to you may find rest beneath your shadow. Hear this. The power of Psalm 91 is not diminished by distance or by time. The same words that comforted Israelite exiles comfort us now. The same promises that carried believers through centuries carry us today. God's protection is not limited by borders, languages, or cultures. It is for all who call upon his name. So declare it not just for yourself. Declare it for your neighbor, for your nation, for those you may never meet. For under the wings of the Almighty, there is room enough for all.